Our next concept is performance of single phase short transmission line. See here, in the last class, we are already discussed the short transmission line definition. That means the transmission lines which are having less than 80 kilometers length and operating voltage is less than 20 kV. Such type of transmission lines are called short transmission lines. And in this transmission line, we can neglect the capacitance because of its lower length and smaller length and lower voltage. That's why this short transmission line capacitance effect can be negligible. That's why the short transmission line can be represented with only resistance and inductance. Finally, the equivalent circuit of short transmission line is like this. That means which is represented with only resistance or reactance, only inductive reactance XL, and here this is the sending end voltage Vs, this is the receiving end voltage Vr, and the load connected to the transmission line. And here this is I means which is a sending end current. I means which is a sending end current here. We can observe the performance. See here some important terms first we will define. Those are that I is the load current, R is the loop resistance. That is, loop resistance means resistance of both conductors. Here it is a single phase of short transmission line. That's why one phase, one neutral is there. That's why totally two conductors are there. Loop resistance means resistance of those two conductors. That's why R is the loop resistance. That's why resistance of both conductors. Next one is XL is equal to loop reactance. Loop reactance also inductance of both conductors. Conductors which is in the form of inductor, bundled conductor. That's why what happened? Those are stretched one. Those are stretched one. That's why inductance is formed. Is that? So that's why here the inductive reactance of two conductors is combinedly called as loop reactance XL. Next, VR is the receiving end voltage. Cos phi R is the receiving end power factor, which is always lagging power factor because of the circuit represented with inductive reactance. Here there is no capacitive reactance. Inductor is a lagging component. That's why the receiving end power factor is having lagging power factor, and also in the distribution system most of the loads are lagging loads like motors. Motors means those are constructed with inductive coils. Is that? That's why those are nothing but inductive loads. Loads are maximum inductive loads. That's why lagging power factor. And Vs is the sending end voltage. Cos phi s is the sending end power factor. These are the terms related to the performance of our transmission lines. For short transmission line, capacitive reactance is negligible because the capacitance effect is negligible. Is it? Due to its smaller length and lower voltage. Next, coming to the phasor diagram of the performance of short transmission line. Here performance means, see here, here resistance in the equivalent circuit, resistance is there, inductive reactance is there. Resistance means units are ohms. XL are also having units are ohms. That means resistance can oppose the flow of current. Inductive reactance can also oppose the flow of current here. Here units are ohms. Right now. That's why what happens means due to this R and XL combinedly called as R plus JXL, that is equal to impedance. In AC, the impedance, not resistance. In AC, it is not called as resistance, it is impedance. Because of in AC, due to inductance, what happened here? XL is exist because of frequency is there in AC. Is it? That's why here due to this impedance, what happens means drop is there. Transmission line voltage drop is there. That's why always VR is less than Vs. Receiving end voltage is less than sending end voltage. Is it? So why the receiving end voltage is less than sending end voltage means due to the drop of sending end voltage, due to the resistance and inductive reactance XL. The drop due to resistance is called I into R. Voltage drop across the resistance of the transmission line. Due to this drop, the sending voltage reduced at receiving end side. And due to inductive reactance also drop exists, but this drop is called as inductive reactance drop or simply reactance drop. Due to this sending end voltage reduces, finally less at receiving end side. So for that always VR does not equal to VS. VR is always less than VS when load is connected. VR is always less than VS when load is connected. Is it? So that's why what happened here means the reference is VR. Reference voltage is VR. X axis or horizontal. This is VR is nothing but receiving an voltage vector. Taylor diagram is it is always for vectors. VR bar it is represented actually or cap whatever it may be. We are receiving a voltage vector, and here this voltage is like this means there are drops. First one is IR drop is said due to resistance, after inductive reactance drop. This total drop IR plus IXL, then we will common I R plus XL. Inductive reactance is imaginary part. Frequency component is exists, so it is imaginary part, which is represented with J. That means I into R plus JXL is IJ. These things are very clear, very known phenomena in our electrical circuits. So that's why here anyway the drop across the resistance plus drop across the inductive reactance is commonly called as drop across the impedance of line. That drop can be represented with IZ. Right. So then here, if you can see here, sending voltage total voltage is supply voltage Vs. Some portion of the sending end voltage is dropped in the transmission line due to its resistance as well as inductive reactance. That impedance drop is IZ. Plus remaining portion is the voltage available at load side or receiving end, that is VR, where I into Z means I into R plus JX plus VR. Is it? That's why VR plus I into Z or I into R plus JXL is commonly called as VS. Is commonly called as VS. This is VS. Right? That's why it is which is connects the two vectors IR and IXL. Is it? So and here this I is nothing but the receiving end current. So why it is in a downside means which is always lagging. This current is lagging due to the inductance. This current is lagging due to the inductance. And if we can observe here, one more important parameter we will discuss in the phasor diagram is power factor. Here power factor means cosine angle between voltage phasor and current phasor. That is nothing but power factor. So this is voltage phasor and this is also voltage phasor and this is current phasor. See here, this is VR phasor, receiving and voltage phasor, and this is receiving and current phasor. And the angle between this receiving and voltage phasor and receiving and current phasor is called as power factor angle. And cosine angle between receiving and voltage phasor and the receiving and current phasor is called as power factor, cos phi r. And one more thing is that this is, what is this? VS sending end voltage and this current either IR or either IS, whatever it may. So then here what happens? Because of it is whatever the current, that is series circuit, simply series circuit. Both currents are same, only voltages are different. So that means what happened here means the power factor angle means it is the angle between voltage phasor and current phasor, and power factor is nothing but cosine angle between voltage phasor and current phasor. So finally this is voltage phasor and this is current phasor. This is the total angle, not this one. Not alpha is not a sending and power factor angle. Is it? The power factor angle for sending end voltage and sending end current is, see here, this combined alpha plus phi r. alpha plus phi r is the power factor angle between sending end voltage phasor and sending end current phasor. That's why here the sending end power factor angle phi s, which is represented with phi s, that is equal to alpha plus phi r. Then the cosine angle between sending end voltage phasor and sending end current phasor is called as power factor, sending end power factor. Sending end power factor. Anyway, this is the phasor diagram representation of shaft transmission line. This phasor diagram can be developed based on the performance of transmission. Is that right? What is that performance? Means always receiving end voltage is less than sending end voltage when load is connected due to the drop across the transmission line. So that's why based on this performance, we can develop the equation for sending end voltage, receiving end voltage, sending end power, receiving end power, efficiency, voltage regulation, like that. So see here, from the right angle triangle ODC in the phasor diagram, right angle triangle ODC here or OBC, whatever it means. So OBC, this OBC, not ODC. So you will change that. So in the OBC, we can write OC square is equal to OD square plus DC square. Simply. Is it right now? So see here. This can be replaced with the D, not B. This can be replaced with D because of our derivation is totally, this point can be considered as D. That's why see here simply. As for Vector's law, OC square is equal to the OB square plus BC square. Sorry, this can be replaced with D. That's why OD square plus DC square. Like this. Is it again? OC is nothing but BS. OC is nothing but BS. That's why BS is square. And again, OD is nothing but OA plus AB. OA plus AB. And this is BC. This is BC here. Is it? Or otherwise, whether it is AC, whether it is AC, this is AB plus AD plus DC. Is it? So see here. See here. OC square is equal to OD square plus DC square. VS square is equal to OE plus ED whole square. OD can be resolved into two vector components. DC can be resolved into two vector components. And OE is nothing but, see here, OE is nothing but, there is no E, it is represented with the E. So then VR plus IR. So VR cos phi R is right. OE is nothing but VR cos phi R. ED is nothing but IR whole square. And DB is nothing but VR sin phi R. BC is nothing but IXL. Is that right? So here so this can be, must be replaced with the D. A can be replaced with the D, then OC square is equal to OD square plus DC square. Is it? OD square plus DC square. And DC square is equal to DB square plus, and sorry, it is also represented with E. O, is it? O, D, E. Is it? So depending upon the equation, we can modify the vertices of triangle in the phasor diagram. Here O, B, C, D, E is there. Depending upon that, you can modify the phasor diagram. From the phasor diagram, Vs square is like this, and finally Vs is equal to square root of, square root will come to the RHS side, square root of VR cos phi R plus IR whole square plus VR sin phi R plus IXL whole square. Is that right? This is the expression for sending end voltage in the transmission line for started transmission line. Next, if a sending end voltage is no value, percentage voltage regulation is the Vs minus Vr by Vr into 100. Then what about Vr? Vr is nothing but Vs is known value. Vr is nothing but Vs minus. Vr is nothing but Vs minus. Drop in the transmission line. That is IR plus J into XL. IR plus IJ into XL. Then I get common Vs minus I into R plus JXL. Then Vs minus IZ. This is receiving end voltage. So then sending end power factor is, see here, where this is total. This is total. Phi s, is it right? That's why here what happened? You have to calculate cos phi. Is it right? The angle is there. Is it right or not? So that's why here cos phi is equal to OD by OS, then VR cos phi R plus IR by VS. VR cos phi R plus IR by VS. So then power delivered is equal to VR cos phi R by VR cos phi R plus I square R. This is the simple formula. As in the last class we are discussing. I square R means which is the losses, line losses due to resistance. If XL is less than resistance, then we can neglect the inductive reactance losses. Only we will consider the resistance losses. So this same expressions are continued in complex form. That means here single phase capacitor short transmission line is which is AC transmission line. That's why compulsory all the components are represented in alternating component, that is imaginary or complex form. So that's why here taking VR as the reference phasor, draw the phasor diagram as shown in figure. It's clear that Vs is the phasor sum of VR and IZ. Is it? So that's why first VR bar. VR is the magnitude of receiving end voltage. VR bar is the vector of receiving end voltage, which can represent both the direction and magnitude. That's why here VR bar is equal to VR plus J0. Is it? That means in polar, this is complex form. In polar form, VR at an angle G. And I bar is equal to I at an angle minus phi. I at an angle minus phi. It's L means at an angle. So here also current is vector representation. I at an angle minus phi. Then this polar form can be represented in complex form. That is I cos phi r minus I into cos phi r minus J into sin phi r. So then Z bar is equal to impedance also in vector form R plus Jx. Then Vs is nothing but as usually we are discussing VR bar plus Ij. Is it? So that means Vs minus Ij. Then Ij can come to the LHS side as in the previous discussion. Vs is equal to Vr plus Ij. Vs bar is the vector, not magnitude. Magnitude means Vs. So then finally Vs bar is equal to Vr is Vr plus J0 plus I means I cos phi r minus J sin phi r into Z means R plus Jx. Then finally Vs is equal to Vr plus IR cos phi r I into R. IR cos phi r here it is 0. 0 value is IR cos phi r plus I XL sin phi r. This I XL sin phi r multiplication. Just simply these two things. Plus J into IXL cos phi r minus IR sin phi r. IR into sin phi r. There is no space. IR into sin phi r. So then finally Vs is equal to square root of VR plus IR cos phi r plus IXL sin phi r whole square plus IXL cos phi r minus IR sin phi r whole square. And finally, so if this inductive reactance is less than the resistance, then what happened? This term can be inductive reactance means this drop, inductive reactance drop can be neglected. This portion can be less compared to this portion. That's why this can be neglected because of this is VR plus adding is there. That's why it is more than compared to this. It is more than this term. That's why this is negligible. Then Vs is equal to square root of VR plus IR cos phi r plus IXL sin phi r whole square root cancel. Vs is equal to VR plus IR cos phi r plus IXL sin phi r. So that is sending end voltage. That is sending end voltage. Is it? So that is the performance of single phase power transmission. The sending end voltage, receiving end voltage, sending end power factor, receiving the power factor, transmission line efficiency, regulation of transmission line, star transmission line expressions. This is the performance. And coming to the three-phase star transmission line, always if three-phase system is there, we will analyze that three-phase system on per phase basis at anywhere. So that's why generally analyze three-phase system by considering one phase only. As the expression for regulation, efficiency, etc. derived for a single phase line can also be applied to the three-phase system. Why? Because of all these parameters, regulation, efficiency, power factor, resistance, reactance can be expressed per phase reference. Is it? That's why since only one phase is considered, phase values of three-phase star transmission line should be taken. So thus Vs and Vr are the phase voltages, where R and XL are the resistance and inductive reactance per phase respectively. Is that? So that's why this three-phase system can be converted into single phase, can be replaced by single phase. First, we will analyze in a single phase that can be expressed in per phase terms. So this is three-phase representation of star transmission. Only inductance, there is no capacitance. So this is R phase, Y phase, B phase, like this. Each phase having R and XL, sending end voltage, R and XL, R and XL. This is current. Star system means same current. Star connected three-phase starter transmission line. This is the running end, sending end, receiving end voltage. Sorry, this is the supply side, sending end side. These boxes, rectangular boxes, represent load impedance. Is it? That's why it is receiving end side. Receiving end side. This is also star connected system. Is it? So this three-phase circuit can be converted into equivalent single-phase system, and we can perform our analysis on single-phase basis. Finally, three-phase performance of star transmission line can be represented with per phase basis. That's why figure shows a star-connected generator supplying a balanced star-connected load through a transmission line. Each conductor has a resistance of R ohm and inductive reactance of XL. Then figure 2 shows one phase separately. The calculation can now be made in the same way as for a single phase line here. Is it? This is about the performance of star transmission line with respect to single phase as well as three phase. Anyway, it is single phase performance only. On same per phase basis, we will analyze the three phase star transmission. Thank you.